Welcome to today's video, brought to you by Formula E High Voltage. And in today's video, we'll be talking about how you can get involved, how you can play the game, and what to expect. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive right into it. So this is Formula E High Voltage, and to my knowledge, this is the first Formula E game, which is pretty exciting. So if you watch Formula One, you kind of know the dynamics of how this works, except these are obviously e-powered cars, or race cars rather. And this is really cool because this is around the Rev token ecosystem, which we'll get into in just a moment. They have actually a handful of games that you can actually dive into as well. And this has a different game modes. I think there's like 3 different game modes in the game, as well as a collectible dynamic also. You can collect drivers and cars and all that good stuff, and even collect some of the teams that are actually based off of real life and some of the drivers and what have you there. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the different racetracks. You can see Berlin, Jakarta, New York, Rome, Seoul, London, and many others, as well as the different cards you can collect in the game. So as you can see, you have the drivers, you have the cars, and all that good stuff. You can see McLaren is right here, and the car is a 4-star out of 6. And of course, over here, you have the Maserati, 5 out of 6. And those definitely mean something. We're going to get into that in just a moment because that's going to have an impact in game. So the game theory is kind of like you're the team principal of your team. So you want the best driver and the best cars and win the most races, right? And that's kind of the idea. As well as, again, the Rev Motorsport ecosystem, which is based around the concept of play and earn, which means that in addition to great and varied gameplay experiences, there exists a way to earn through the act of participating in the games. So that's going to obviously include Formula E High Voltage. It's going to include Rev Racing, MotoGP Ignition, and Torque Drift 2. So whatever, kind of motorsport you're into, they kind of have something for everybody there, and it seems like they keep adding more and more games to their ecosystem. So let's go ahead and scroll down to what kind of these traits mean. So the synergy bar is the icon code that allow driver and car to have a synergy bonus. So the better the synergy between the two, the better they'll overall perform, right? The personality may come down to the different tracks. So if there's a lot of turns on a track, then you might have to go with a more conservative driver. And if there is more straightaways, you might go with a more aggressive driver as an example, and what have you there. Preferred weather, obviously if it's rainy that day, you want a driver that has a better performance in rainy weather. And the overall summation of all of this is going to be your power level. It says here the sum of all attribute points present in the card. So again, these are all different rarities. You can see the foiled common is going to have a lower power bar versus the epics and the legendaries. Now the epic and legendaries are, it looks like here, are going to be based off of real life teams like Envision Racing, and you can see Nick Cassidy and Sebastian, for example, as some of those drivers. Now you have fantasy teams as well. Common and rare are examples of what they'll probably represent in the game as well. Bolt Racing, you have Rogue and Supernova and what have you there. And again, it says here that it's a part of this Rev ecosystem, which is pretty cool. It says you can purchase a wide range of in-game items, and it can also be earned as rewards in some tournaments and events. So if you're really wanting to really, gear it up and take it to the next level, you definitely want to take a look at that. And possibly, depending on what your risk appetite is, you might want to take a look at some of the more rare cards and what have you in the game. All right, let's jump right into the game. We're going to race in Seoul, Korea. So the weather, time of day, direction, time, and attack zones are listed at the bottom, along with the distance, which is 2 kilometers. And that's going to be important to notate, especially if you have more cars and you're trying to pick a certain car and driver and have good synergy based on the tracks, as we mentioned earlier in the video. So as you can see, we have some players that are just found here in the game. And what we're going to do is simply click battle, and we're going to battle it out with some of the other players. Now, this is kind of a simulation game, so there'll be some activities you can actually do aside from the simulation, like you can boost in the game, you can basically drive neutral, aggressive, or even conservatives to save battery. You can regenerate your battery, and your battery is going to come into effect when you're boosting and you're deploying your kind of attack mode, if you will. And you'll notice in some of the different turns in the track here, as you can see right there, there's some arrows, and that's where you'll deploy your attack mode. So let's go ahead and click continue, and this is just showing the position that we're currently in. We scored 11th and 12th in terms of the lineup here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in that position and go from there. So you can see we're right there, and let's get it started. So the lights are going to go ahead and go, and you have 2 drivers. You can click on either one of them. Again, we're on position 11 or 12. And what we're going to do is we're going to drive a little bit more aggressive here with both of those drivers. And it says here that this attack mode, we can definitely activate it. But again, we're going to wait till we get to those arrows on the side of the track in order to activate those here in just a moment. But we're definitely going to be activating that aggressive mode. And you can see one of these slipstream gusts here is going off here. One of my abilities says passive after overtaking an opponent. It says here, reduce the cooldown of a random skill, except this one. So you can see that the abilities definitely do come into picture here in the game. And of course, you can see my battery going down because I'm driving a little bit more aggressively. We are in 10th position and fighting we're basically in the point. So if you know Formula 1, Formula E, 10th place is a good spot to be. Now we're in 9th place. So we definitely are going to drive a little bit more neutral there, conserve a little bit more battery. Actually, we're definitely going to have to fight off this guy right here. And of course, we got that slipstream gust. So we might get that overtake, and there we are. We're on 8th position. So I'm going to focus a lot of attention on my number 8 driver. Of course, you don't want to necessarily take your eye off your other driver because she's moving on up as well. We're going to try to regen a little bit of that battery and come back to my other driver. He's already in 6th position, so he is killing it on this track. The slipstream gust here is absolutely destroying it. So again, we're going to activate... so as you can see, we're just blowing past people. We're in 5th position. We got good traction to actually win this race now. We are about halfway through battery right now, and we're only on the first lap. So we definitely can conserve energy. So this is going to come down to a lot of strategy involved in this. So I can definitely regen my battery now that I'm in 5th place. There's not very many people behind me, but I can't allow these people in front of me to get too far ahead. So I'm actively participating in this race. As you can see, now we got somebody coming up behind me, and I got that slipstreaming gust here mode, and we'll go into attack mode in here in just a second, and boom, it's off, and we can actually cancel that as well, and drive a little bit more conservative, and we're in 4th position. So again, we're coming up here on 3rd right there, and we're going to click conservative, but we also don't want to get left behind. So we got 3rd position. Let's go. We got a good chance of winning this race. We're definitely gonna conserve neutral driving mode, actually is what it's called, and we're gonna go a little bit more aggressive here and try to save a little bit of battery. We can definitely get 2nd position right here through this turn, and we are so close. We're so close. We're so close right there, and we did. All right, so now we're gonna go neutral. We definitely don't want to get this guy behind me. I'm actually racing in this video. This is actually pretty insane. We're gonna try to definitely win this. We're gonna regen that battery real quick. It's 19 degrees Celsius. As you can see, we definitely don't want to lose that track position. So we're definitely going to activate that. And he passed us right there, unfortunately. So we are actively fighting here, but we definitely have to watch that battery. And we're going to activate now and try to get past him in the straightaway. And let's see if we can pass him. And we are close. Oh, we did. Okay, sweet. Amazing. We got that still locked in terms of that. We're going to cancel that, and we're going to get a little bit of head. So this is quite the race that is on our hands. We're in 2nd position. We see 1st place right ahead of us, not too far away. We definitely need to conserve battery, though, going through this. And let's see here if we can conserve a little bit of that battery. This has absolutely been pretty fun to win this race, or hopefully win this race. We're in 2nd. We're on pole position, or one of the pole positions here. Or top position, 2nd place, of course. So we definitely are on the stand, quote unquote. So we are racing for 1st place here. We're going to actively try to regen that battery a little bit there again, and see if we can not catch up to 1st. Actually, 1st place, so we passed that car just a moment ago. That was pretty intense. I barely had any battery and activated my attack mode, which is pretty insane. We still have it activated. We definitely need to recharge the battery here, but we are in 1st place. This is absolutely insane. I did not expect that while recording this video, but here we are, and this is freaking let's go, baby. So yeah, just a quick update there. Ended up in 2nd place. We had 1st place position, but it is what it is. But we tried our best. But as you can see, it's pretty fun. I did not expect to get 2nd place, so I'm absolutely thrilled with the results. So you definitely want to hop on over to their Discord, their Twitter, and check out. They also have a giveaway as well, which I can link in the description below, or below in the thread, in the tweet, or the post, whatever it's called these days. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Be like an NFT, be authentic, and I'll catch you later. Peace.